DBS News. Fresh in the morning, eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: leader of the opposition, Jesma Paul Victor, says partisan politics had no part to play in her new appointment. In news from the region, Barbados' former opposition leader, Bishop Joe Atherley, has confirmed that he will not be among candidates for the upcoming elections. And on the international scene, Spain to hold 3 days of mourning for victims of a high-speed train crash. Good morning, I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
Somebody pass blue water, somebody bring blue water, somebody get blue water. Are you ready now? When you're feeling hot, take up the water spray. In the gym land, take up the water spray. In your school or home, take up the water spray. When the bus run out, take up the water spray. Party pussy water, you working pussy water. The school children they water. The water spray, the fitness pussy water, the office pussy water. When your pussy need one, take up the water spray. Somebody pass blue water, somebody bring blue water, somebody get blue water, take up the water spray.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. 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 It's in the feeling in our weak side. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. 'Cause the rhythm of life is pumping. Together going strong. No matter what, we keep this going. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come let your rhythm flow.
DBS News.
Welcome back. First up in the news this morning, the leader of the opposition, Jesma Paul Victor, says partisan politics had no part to play in her new appointment. A parliamentary representative from Marigot, Anthony Charles, supported Mrs. Victor before she got the green light by the President of Dominica to be sworn in as opposition leader yesterday. Mrs. Victor resigned as the opposition leader in June of 2024. But then the position remained vacant since there were disagreements between Jesma Paul Victor and Mr. Charles, the only other elected member of the opposition.
We, the independent elected members of Parliament, Honorable Anthony Samoro Charles and Honorable Jesma Paul Victor, hereby inform the people of Dominica of our decision concerning the appointment of Honorable Jesma Paul Victor as leader of the opposition in the House of Assembly. After careful consideration of the present circumstances facing our country, we exercised our constitutional responsibility to support the appointment of a leader of the opposition. This decision was not taken lightly, nor was it influenced by political allegiance or personal interest. It was guided solely by what we believe to be in the best interest of Dominica at this time. Dominica is currently confronting significant economic and social challenges. In such periods, the effective functioning of democratic institutions is essential. The absence of a formally appointed leader of the opposition would weaken parliamentary oversight and delay critical national processes. Our country cannot afford a prolonged vacancy in this important constitutional office. Our action ensures that Parliament continues to function in accordance with the Constitution. It enables the proper constitution of statutory and constitutional bodies that require consultation with or input from the leader of the opposition.
The opposition leader says her appointment will advance the integrity of the Parliament of Dominica.
It also facilitates the effective operation of our parliamentary committees and strengthens debates, scrutiny, and accountability in the House of Assembly. Above all, it safeguards the people's rights to representation, transparency, and good governance. We recognize that this decision has generated public discussion and differing opinions. We respect those views. However, leadership sometimes requires difficult decisions that may not be universally understood or immediately accepted. We did not act to advance the interests of any political party. We acted to preserve the integrity and continuity of the parliamentary system. As independent representatives, we are not bound by party affiliation. Our mandate is to serve our constituents and the wider public with honesty, fairness, and independent judgment. Supporting the appointment of a leader of the opposition does not compromise that independence. Rather, it reinforces our commitment to constitutional order and democratic stability. We therefore emphasize that this decision does not align us with any political party. We remain independent in thought, voice, and action.
And that's leader of the opposition, Jesma Paul Victor. In some more news this morning, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says Dominica will continue to hold frank discussions with the United States on the country's Citizenship by Investment program. The U.S. has said challenges within the Citizenship by Investment program influence partial visa restrictions on Dominica. However, Mr. Skerrit says he is optimistic that the visa restrictions will be lifted.
There was a specific point. They didn't raise any other issue with the CBI program. The specific point the United States raised was that our Dominica's program does not have a residency component. It did not say it lacked transparency. It did not say it lacked due diligence. They said that we do not have a residency. So we are addressing this matter with the United States. And of course, in the conversation, other things will come up. It is left to the United States to tell me if there are other issues which they have. It is not for me to speculate in the public domain because I'm not aware of any other issue that we have in the United States or any issue for that matter. So in the conversation that we'll be having, if there are points that they raise with us, we are open to engaging the United States and working with them towards addressing whatever issues they may have with us, so that the issue of the visa suspension can be set aside, and then we will have no real impediment towards the applying for visas of any kind to go to the United States. Mark you, all of us who currently have visas, we can travel to the United States. There's no restriction on that. That continues to be in place. And so we'll continue to engage, and I am very confident that we will find a resolution on this matter with the United States, and that they will set aside the suspension.
And that's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Minister for National Security, Rayburn Blackmore, says security at the Dominica State Prison has been enhanced with the investment of new cameras and scanners at the facility. Mr. Blackmore says the investment came as a result of security concerns at the state prison.
There was an issue of security that we had to invest significantly in the installation of first-class modern AI cameras. It cost the state $205,000. And those cameras are now installed at the prisons to ensure that every parameter within the prisons can be properly secured and to capture every illicit entry into the prisons. We have also spent a significant amount of money, I think it's $170,000 thereabout, to install scanners, which means every bag entering the prisons will be scanned. Every person enter any prison, I have to walk through a scanner, and I must say, I'm immensely touched by the fact that the prison officers see it as security for them, and they are not making a beef, I use the word beef, over they having to walk into a scanner to come to work, because they realize and recognize this, therefore, it is for the safety. And that is something I believe we have to be replicated in order serious installation within the government system, that everybody entering this important installation should go through a walk-through scanner, and the back should be checked, because that culture of guns, etc., is something that have to be taken seriously in the country.
And that's Minister for National Security, Rayburn Blackmore. New High Commissioner Designate of Barbados to Dominica, His Excellency David Commission, has presented his credentials to the President of Dominica, Her Excellency Silvani Burton. During a brief ceremony at the State House, Her Excellency Burton stated that Barbados and Dominica share bonds that are deep, enduring, and rooted in common Caribbean heritage. She added that these shared values continue to guide the two countries' cooperation within CARICOM, the OECS, and the wider Commonwealth. The President told the new High Commissioner that relations between Barbados and Dominica have long been marked by mutual respect, people-to-people connections, and collaboration across education, culture, trade, health, and regional diplomacy. Her Excellency Burton highlighted that many Dominicans have studied, worked, and found opportunity in Barbados, just as Barbadians have contributed meaningfully to life in Dominica. Therefore, these human connections remain the strongest foundation of their bilateral relationship. The Dominica President stated that the new High Commissioner of Barbados to Dominica comes in at a time when the world appears increasingly dark and confused, marked by geopolitical tensions, economic uncertainty, climate change, public health threats, and social fragmentation. She added that this is imperative that Dominica and Barbados deepen cooperation in practical and forward-looking styles or ways by expanding trade and investment opportunities, strengthening inter-island connectivity, and sharing expertise in areas such as renewable energy, climate resilience, disaster preparedness, and digital transformation. In some more news this morning, a 3.4% growth is being projected for Dominica this year. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says growth will be influenced by major infrastructural projects for Dominica.
I mean, we're optimistic. There's a projection there'll be a 3.4% growth in the economy. Yet another positive growth in the economy of Dominica. You will continue to see further investments in the country, major investments in the country projects-wise. As I said, the roads enhancement. You'll also have the cruise village. We'll also have the construction of the new ferry terminal. What is there will be demolished and a new building will be constructed that will be designed and fit for purpose, so that we can have better synergies at the ferry terminal for passengers and visitors coming to Dominica. We'll continue to invest in our young people, continue to invest in education. We'll continue to invest in housing. We'll continue to invest in small businesses.
And that was Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. A public relations officer of the Dominica Calypso Association, Peter Leta, says Saturday's quarterfinals lived up to expectation. 20 Calypsonians were chosen from the quarterfinals to compete in the semi-finals set for the 31st of January.
Well, the season appears very promising. I mean, the quality of songs, the competitiveness of the Calypsonians, and the patronage from the public is very encouraging to the DCA this year. And we just want to encourage the public, keep supporting Calypso, keep supporting the Calypsonians. The DCA is proud to announce the results from the quarterfinals held on Saturday, the 17th of January. In random order, Mystery, Nashel, Bob, Caressa, JD, Tasha P, Webb, Checker, Royet, Observer, Abia, Reds, Lady S, Sandy, Trendsetter, Mighty D, Calfa P, Checo, Daddy Chess and Sai. In reserves, we have Liberator 1, Shadow Flow 2, and Jammer Be Free. Congratulations to all Calypsonians who made it through to the semi-finals. Don't forget the semi-finals on the 31st of January and the finals on the 14th of February. It's a Valentine's Day finals.
And that's the Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Calypso Association, Peter Leita. Well, let's head into news from the region because Barbados' former opposition leader, Bishop Joe Atherley, has confirmed that he will not be among the candidates contesting next month's general election, even as he maintains his commitment to political life in Barbados. Atherley, who won the St. Michael West seat from the Barbados Labour Party in the 2018 general election before leaving the party to form the People's Party for Democracy and Development, the PDP, as the sole opposition voice in the House of Assembly, insisted that he remained committed to the interests of Barbadians. And on the international scene, well, we can also tell you that the Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has announced 3 days of national mourning for victims of a high-speed train crash that killed at least 40 people. Sanchez, who also promised to get to the bottom of why the two high-speed trains collided in southern Spain as rescuers continued to search the wreckage. Well, more than 120 people were injured as carriages on a Madrid-bound train derailed and crossed over the opposite tracks, colliding with an oncoming train on Sunday. Well, the crash is the worst the country has seen in more than a decade. Well, that's the news. Let's quickly recap the headlines. The leader of the opposition, Jesma Paul Victor, says partisan politics had no part to play in her new appointment. Barbados' former opposition leader, Bishop Joe Atherley, has confirmed that he will not be among candidates for the upcoming elections, and Spain to hold 3 days of mourning for victims of a high-speed train crash. That's the news. Stay tuned for sports.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
It's in the feeling in our weak side. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause the rhythm of life is pumping. Together going strong. No matter what we keep this going. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come let your rhythm flow.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Here's a quick tip from NBD.
A quick tip from the National Bank of Dominica Limited. Scammers may send fake emails or texts. Remember, NBD will never ask you to reset your more banking password or share your card PIN, CVV, or other sensitive information this way. Stay alert. Stay secure. When in doubt, contact NBD, your partner, your bank.
Well, welcome to the Morning Sports. Let's kick off with football news. The new interim head coach of the senior men's national football team, Kurt Hurd, says anything less than 6 points will not be acceptable as Dominica gets set for the CONCACAF friendly series. The tournament gets underway in March. Hurd, who will oversee the preparations of the team for the tournament, held his first training session with the squad last night at the DFA Technical Centre.
Yeah, I thought that the training tonight was fantastic. The boys turned up in numbers, the training squad. Obviously, there's competition for places. We're taking a small squad away with us, which always increases that competition for places. The guys came in with a hunger, a real desire. They wanted to learn. They wanted something new, and they completely fed off that. The guys were fantastic. I can't fault anybody out there. Like I say, it was a lot of high-intensity work, but the guys bought into it. And the boys were fantastic. I can't thank them enough for accepting me the way they have into the group.
All right, as we look ahead to the two big games, I know there's not much time, but what are some of the things that you think we need to really address before we get into competition?
Yeah, I think the first one, anytime a new coach comes in, is the squad. You know, it's making sure that we get the squad in that we want. It won't necessarily be the same style of play, and therefore that it won't necessarily be the same players that fit that system. So I need to make sure I've got the right squad that suits how we want to play as a national team. And I think that certainly, alongside the quick turnaround before the games, does certainly offer a couple of problems, but good problems to have.
All right, Coach, in terms of style of play, how do you want to play? Or are you not willing to share that?
I can't say the opposition are watching. No, we have clear principles that were given to the players on Saturday. I can honestly say as a coach, I'm not going to sit here and talk systems in 4-4-2, 3-5-2. What the players know, what the staff know, is the principles of play that we have fit any system. So it isn't, I can't stand here and say we want to play this or we want to play that. What I do know is that we are guided by our principles of play, which are clear and were made clear to the players today in training. And we'll continue to work on those principles of play. And as we get closer to game time, we start to bed in the tactical principles based on once the opposition are announced and I know who we're playing, we can have a look at that and review the opposition and start to look at the more tactical aspect of the game.
Main objectives as we head into the two games?
6 points, but nothing else. I won't accept anything less. I've made it clear to the players I won't accept anything less. We're going there to win 2 games of football, and that's it. When you're at we want to play nice football, but ultimately when you're at this level, it doesn't matter how you do it. People just look at the result. But we have to win. We have to restore some pride back in the island, and we plan on doing that with two victories. And I'm happy to say that on camera. 6 points and nothing less is absolutely the aim.
And that was the interim head coach of the senior men's national football team, Kurt Hurd. Let's move on to some cricket news. The struggles for the Windward Islands women's team continued last night as the ladies were sent packing, suffering their 4th straight loss in that tournament, this time losing to Jamaica. Of course, that's in the Cricket West Indies Regional T20 Blaze tournament. The Windward Islands batted first. They managed just 99 for 7 in their 20 overs. Janila Glasgow got 47 and Onicia Fontaine got 21. Jamaica replied for 100 for 3 in 16.5 overs, with the former West Indies captain Stefani Taylor top scoring with 28 and Rashada Williams getting 21. Jamaica won that game by 7 wickets. In other results from yesterday, the Leeward Islands, well, they made it 4 wins in a row as they defeated Barbados. Leewards made 118 for 9 in their 20 overs batting first. Barbados could only get 87 for 9 in reply. The Leeward Islands won by 31 runs to remain unbeaten in the tournament so far. And Trinidad and Tobago, well, they picked up an 8-wicket victory over Guyana. Guyana were bowled out for just 57 runs batting first. And then Trinidad, in reply, they got 58 for 2 to win the game by 8 wickets. Let's move on to some schools football as the defending sports division secondary schools under 20 champions. The Dominica State College have punched their ticket into the finals following a convincing win over the Goodwill Secondary School at the Newtown Savannah yesterday. The Dominica State College took the match 7-2 with Turi Christmas and Rizwan Wallace both getting 2 goals each. With the win, the State College finished the round-robin phase on 13 points to advance to the finals. The college will meet the winner of Thursday's match between the Castleview Secondary School and the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School in the finals. Meantime, in the under-15 division, the Portsmouth Secondary School qualified for that finals as they defeated the Dominica Grammar School 5-4 in extra time in their playoff match. The two teams played to a 3-3 draw at the end of regulation time. We had Kriston Popon getting a hat-trick for the Portsmouth Secondary School, while Kalik Prevost also scored a hat-trick in a losing effort for the Dominica Grammar School, where the Portsmouth Secondary School will meet the Castleview Secondary School in the under-15 finals. And in the under-14 division yesterday, we saw the Castleview Secondary School boys beating the Pierre Charles Secondary School 3-1. Jediah Benjamin, Shokwan Daru, and Omar John Baptist got a goal each for the Castleview Secondary School, while Matthew Alexander scored the lone goal for the Pierre Charles Secondary School. Let's bring you some volleyball results as there were mixed results for the Dominica Grammar School yesterday. The Dominica Grammar School girls, well, they got the better of the Wesley High School in straight sets, but the Goodwill Secondary School boys, they got past the Dominica Grammar School boys 3-1. In some more sports this morning, the main contractor of the Windsor Park lighting project, Rajneesh Walia, expects the project to be completed in a few months. Walia told the media during a site visit yesterday that most of the preparatory work is complete and that the poles and other infrastructure are expected to arrive on island this week.
This was a one-year project when we signed it, and I am trying to keep the same timelines within the year. Obviously, there are multiple functions that are happening in the stadium as well. We are accommodating them as well, which we did not count for when we were signing the documents. We just had the music festival. We have carnival coming now, and then I got a list of a lot of functions that are happening soon. But we have found a way to coexist with everyone. Everything is fine. They can go ahead and do their while we work. We will cordon off the area so that the people from the music part do not enter the electricity part. So that's the whole idea of we will do what we have to do to accommodate everyone. So carnival is equally important to the country as are the lights, because once carnival is over, we need cricket after that.
And of course, that was the contractor for the Windsor Park lighting project, Rajneesh Walia. He says the lights will be of top-class standard.
So each light is 1650 watt, 1650 watt each, and we are installing 300 of those in the stadium, 75 on each. So in total, we are looking at like 400 kilowatt of energy being pulled through Domlac, and also these each generator is 400 kilowatt in size, so it will be enough to take care of the stadium. Is between 400 and 500 kilowatt of power, or half a megawatt of power that will be used when the lights are on. This is one big thing about this light is you can put on as many lights you want to put on. You don't have to turn on all the lights. If you have a function that only needs 10 lights to be on each pole, each light will have its own connection. So you can turn off, out of 75, you can turn off 70 lights and use only 5 lights. Right? That way your electricity bill, energy bill are all low. Like before, you don't have to turn on all the lights anymore. If you have a football game, you only need 2,000 lux of light, you can turn on 20 lights on each pole. And then you can run your game. You don't have to turn on the entire thing. But we will train people so that we have to keep these lights in use. This is one thing about electronics. If you do not use them constantly, they go bad. You have to cycle them, keep them on. Keep on working, they will last forever. The LED light is supposed to last for 60, 70,000 hours. Unlike the lights we had before, which only had a life of 5,000 hours. But we have to know how to use these lights.
Main contractor for the Windsor Park lighting project, Rajnesh Walia. Meantime, the Minister of State with responsibility for sports, Senator Oscar George, says despite the delays, the project is making strides.
If you realize, that's where the world is going to, evening sports. Persons have, more revenue generated from evening sports. There's more attendance, there's more popularity, there's more TV rights. So it's something that's very important and fits well with our vision for developing sports. Obviously, it's taking some time, I must confess, and I want to just, exercise or caution people to just give the contractor some time to deliver on this huge project. Any project that's valued at $13 million is a massive project, So having $13 million invested in a sporting facility at this time is something extraordinary. And, I want to commend the government, the Prime Minister, for his willingness to understand and accept the importance of this project. Of course, I want to commend and express our gratitude to the lotteries for making the funds available for this project. But all in all, I think that we're getting something that's top class. We're getting something that will stay with us for a number of years to come. And of course, I think that we all should be excited for the completion of this project so we can bring back some activities, sporting, recreational festivals at the stadium in the evening time.
And that's Minister of State with responsibility for sports, Senator Oscar George. And I will end with some cricket news because the West Indies were not at their best with both bat and ball as they crashed to a heavy defeat to Afghanistan in the first T20 in Dubai yesterday. Afghanistan won the toss, opted to bat first. They made 181 for 3 in their 20 overs. Ibrahim Zadran top scored with 87 and Darvish Rasuli got 84. The two shared a record 162-run partnership. There's a wicket each for Jaden Seals and Matthew Ford. The West Indies chasing 182 to win. They stumbled early in the run chase. They were 50 for 5 before being restricted to 143 for 9 in the end. Quentin Sampson, he got 30 on debut. Gulakesh Moti 80, or that should be Gulakesh Moti 28, and Johnson Charles 27. So Zahir Rahman, he picked up 3 wickets and also had Rashid Khan getting 2 for 19 for Afghanistan. Afghanistan won comfortably by 31 runs. The second T20 is set for tomorrow morning, Caribbean time. Well, that's where we'll come to the end of the DBS Morning News and Sports. On behalf of the entire News and Sports Department, I'm Gavin Richards, wishing everyone a very good morning, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Here's a quick tip from NBD.
A quick tip from the National Bank of Dominica Limited. Scammers may send fake emails or texts. Remember, NBD will never ask you to reset your more banking password or share your card PIN, CVV, or other sensitive information this way. Stay alert. Stay secure. When in doubt, contact NBD, your partner, your bank.
All right, the time now it is 27 minutes, moving up to 8 o'clock. It's that time where we bring you the morning weather report brought to you compliments Big Edge Financial and the Flow.
You've got the edge over your circumstances. Many times there'll be trials to face. At least when it comes to your waning finances, you've got the edge. Help is coming your way. You've got Big Edge for those days when you're running low. Big Edge is the place to go. Big Edge, the cash can be in your
Good morning. The weather update